Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm down here at Swift Performance in Aylesbury for the fourth and final stage of my M2 Clubsport build. Before we start, I just want to say a massive thanks for the support and love around this particular series, whether it's on my YouTube channel or reading Evo magazine. Obviously, this has been really exciting for me, but it seems like a lot of you have also enjoyed the build process. Today we're fixing something that we've had issues with along the way and adding something that's really important to a track day build. I'm not going to give away too much, but there are some clues in the background. So let's get the car inside and up on the ramp and let the magician Russ crack on with his work. You join me a couple of days later and doesn't it look fantastic? These ProTrax wheels suit the M2 competition. They're 18-inch all round, so an inch smaller than the M Performance wheels I had in it, and in fact an inch smaller than the standard 788Ms that came on my M2 competition when it was new. But I think the chunkier tyres just make this car look so good. They fill the wheel arches perfectly. Why have I changed the wheels? Well, to give us some extra width on the Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tyres. Before, in stock form, the M2 competition has 265 section on the rear and 245 section on the front. Now we have 265 section on the front, so the same as we had on the rear, and 295 section on the rear. I mean, that's almost 911 rivaling tyre width on the rear axle. So we should, in theory, have a lot more mechanical grip. And providing you have a proper suspension setup with adjustable toe, etc., you can make that tyre size fit in the M2 wheel arches. In terms of wheel colours, well, I was very fortunate that CurbSafe are next door to Swift Performance. And I've spoken to them lots over the past 18 months or so and seen some of their amazing work. They do a lot of wheel repairs for Audis, McLarens, Porsches, you name it. There's always a lot of tasty cars that are out the front getting their wheels fixed. So I actually went to them and got a colour match on a McLaren wheel that they had there, this gunmetal grey finish, and I think they absolutely look gorgeous on the M2 and suit the Hockenheim silver paintwork. Let me know what you think in the comments below. We also removed the original wheel bolts and the spacers that I had on the car, and we've now installed some studs which will make changing wheels in this car a lot easier. They also look better and more race car. And under the skin, we fitted Team Schirmer's small axle kinematics kit for the rear. I've known Team Schirmer for about 5 or 6 years now, thanks to my good friend Misha and Apex out the Nürburgring. And I've been lucky enough to experience many passenger laps in Apex's F80 M3 Team Schirmer car. That's a full build, cage, full suspension, everything you can imagine, but they also sell smaller kits like I've fitted to this car, which gives you some of their absolute magic. Last year I got to try Russ's M2 competition. You might have seen that on my channel, and that car actually has the Team Sherma small axle kinematics kit as well, and that's also the car that was responsible for me starting this build in the first place. Now, what does that kit consist of? Well, we get the adjustable toe link arms, and you get some of their eccentric uniball wheel hub kits, which are part of Team Sherma's magic in terms of helping that rear axle find incredible grip. So we're going to take this car out shortly and hopefully experience some of that on the road, but I'm sure that's going to be most noticeable when I get it out on track, and hopefully I'll do that before the end of this year. Normally with my videos, I try and take you and the car to a decent A or B road, because one, it's nicer to look at on camera, and two, there's nothing worse than being in traffic in a car while you're trying to shoot a video. But for today's video, and to experiment with the new car setup to the best of my abilities, I've taken us to Milton Keynes, which isn't far from where I live. The reason I've taken us to Milton Keynes is because Milton Keynes, for those of you that don't know, is essentially made up of hundreds, literally, of roundabouts. And not only several roundabouts, but most of the dual carriageways are either 60, or most of them are national speed limit 70 dual carriageways. So you can actually have a little bit of legal fun between roundabouts and not push the car dangerously, because it's still a public road, but you can actually load the car up a little bit through the roundabouts. It's nice and dry for the first time in ages, and so I thought this would be a different video. Let's hope we can find a bit less traffic. I wasn't expecting it to quite be like this, but yeah, let's go and experiment and see what we can find. The first thing I've noticed is the ride comfort has got better, and the reason for that is there is more tyre sidewall, especially on the front axle. Although these are 35 profile tyres, and the ones on the 19-inch were also 35 profile, the fitment on them, they'll come like a stretched tyre, whereas these, you've got a nice square sidewall, and that equates to sort of more absorption in that sidewall, and you can definitely feel it straight away. The next thing is just traction. It's just ridiculous. Now, I haven't got anywhere near the right temperatures in these cups because it's 11 degrees outside and I haven't been pushing the car, so they're probably sitting at about 20 degrees. So they're not switched on at all, but that extra rubber and those Team Sherma bits on the rear axle, you can feel straight away. It really is, honestly, like magic. It's like I've got sort of racing slicks on the rear axle. And there's 70. It's just crazy. It really, really is. I can't wait to try this car out on track where I am able to really push it. Its grip levels are just fantastic. And it's not just the rear end, it's the front end. It feels so good. That small extra bit of width on the front tyre, it's not just about that extra bit of width on the front tyre, it's more so about the actual outside shoulder of the cups. You see, on a 245 section cup, that lovely slickish outside shoulder is a lot smaller on a 245 than it is on a 265. Hopefully I can overlay some shots to show you what I'm talking about. And what that equates to is when you've got a 265 or anything bigger than that, so like my 295 on the rear, it means you've got a lot more support on the tyre, and it acts more like a slick than a traditional treaded tyre, like some of the smaller cups tend to do. rear axle feels as good as the one in my G80 rear-wheel drive M3, and that is the biggest compliment you could give this car ever, because BMW have moved the game on a long way with that car in terms of rear axle grip and the diff, etc., whatever they've done to it. And the M2 was nowhere near that. Now it feels every bit as good as that. Obviously that's down to the extra sort of mechanical grip from those wider 295 section tyres, but also that Team Sherma setup, really amazing. You can feel something working back there. I don't know how to describe it, but especially out of slower corners, second, third gear corners, those wheels are just able to put down a lot more power and torque to the tarmac. It's unreal. Let's just go in second here anyway, just so we can experiment and feel that. Out of here, foot on the floor. Wow. Remember, that's 450 odd horsepower now, because I have the M2 CS tune, courtesy of Kyle at Defined Coding. In fact, we'll try it in the Stage 1 he's also given this car. And the Stage 1 is basically 500 horsepower and 700 newton meters of torque. Way too much for the standard wheel setup. Let's see how these wheels deal with it. So I'm just holding my resume button down, going to map 2. Now we have 500 odd horsepower. It feels like even more than that to me. And 700 newton meters of torque. Okay, let's come through here. Out of here, just got to be a bit more tentative. Oh my goodness gracious me. Wow, that is serious pace now. Again, second. So in here, that front end, oh, it's unbelievable. And then out of here, oh my goodness. I mean, it's just ballistic. You almost don't need second gear because it gets through second so quickly. Let's just go around this roundabout once and just feel that front end. We'll go all the way around, all the way around. The front end just feels so good. Keep going around, we'll keep going around, and we'll come off here, use that third gear. Look at it go! Oh my god! Wow, that's just ballistic. See, I've tried that Stage 1 a couple of times with the stock wheels in dry, good optimum conditions, warmer days than today in fact, but really didn't like it because the rears just wanted to spin up straight away. But now that I've got this set up, well, the rears, they don't feel like they want to spin up at all. Oh, it's just ballistic. What a car. Oh, it's unreal. The way it stops as well. Of course, that extra grip translates to the car slowing down better. Oh my goodness gracious me. Wow. Absolute rocket ship. Unreal. Unreal. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Apologies that I didn't get to take the car out on track for this particular video, but I will get it out on track very soon. Just haven't had a chance, and the timings of track days, etc., and me being away haven't lined up. But I've got a small sense of what this car's like on the road and a small sense of what it's gonna be like when I take it out on track and I really push it. So super excited about that. Thanks a lot for watching as always. Thanks a lot for the support, etc., especially on this build series. I'll see you at another video very, very soon. Cheers. Seriously, what is all this? Very good, very nice.
Very good, very nice. Very good, very nice. Very good, very nice. Hello, 60 Banana.